Alright, some KOTOR 2 time. We are here on Dantooine. Am I actually recording? Because my OBS is off to the side. Yes, okay, we're good. Okay, so this guy is probably a merchant judging by all this shit. Yeah, Akir. Okay, so Akir is, just a dude. Yep, just a dude. Okay, let me check my notes for Akir to see if he can spawn anything interesting. Sells thorium charges only if you ask him to join the militia and only before you confront him with his hydro spanner. Okay, so I assume there's no downside to talking to him now. He's a droid merchant. There's no notes for anything better. He's maybe an optimal vendor if we help with the hydro spanner too. So that's a consideration. A fellow traveler, are you far from your homeworld as well? I am Akira, Salustan Starfarer, an honest trader. What do you sell? I trade mostly in droid components. I buy droids or build droids too. They fly my ship and keep me company on long voyages. If you have droid companions, I'm sure they'll appreciate my selection. Can I see what you got? Yes, you may, and take as long as you like. There are many bargains to be had. I assume this quest with him will come up later. So, I can't imagine there's really any droid stuff that is going to be worth resetting for. Dex here. Actually, honestly, 1,100 for Dex. And this is a side component, but we do already have one. I think I'm going to leave it. But we can always come back for it if we want it, so it's not bad. This is pointless. Yeah, none of this really matters. Kind of expected. Carbonite could be good to buy too. I mean, I'm certainly content with that inventory. Without, like, reading through every droid item in the game, there's not much else I would want to do there anyway. Alright, so this is apparently just dumping us straight into the wilderness. Looks like we got some monsters over there. Let's check out the aliens, I guess, technically. Check out the rest of the building here first. So is this a proper entrance? It seems to be. Let's circle it first. Don't mind if I do. Helping myself to some loots. What we got? We got... Okay. Do I already have a Sith mask? I think I do. These are probably already set anyway. They're probably set when we loaded into the zone. So no point in trying to reset for anything, and I wouldn't do it anyway at this point. I do want to... Oh, I think I mentioned this last episode, maybe. I do want to reset for... maybe some Jedi armor, if I can, somewhere. Because there's quite a few, actually, interesting higher tier robes I would like to see. And we have, like, none currently. Because I feel like we've got a lot of, like, pretty endgame or close to endgame, like, accessories and stuff. Where the fuck are the helmets? Am I blind? Yes. Yeah, we have a Sith mask already. And it's a heavy item. It's not going to be too useful. Although, like, it might be fun to actually spec into heavy armor if we can. We've talked about this previously. You can't see what feats are available here anyway. Like, it doesn't actually achieve much, but we can still go for it. Okay, we got militia.
Don't cause any more trouble for Dantooine.
Dylan.
Lifetime.
Sure.
You'll find little welcome here, Jedi. For your own good, I recommend you speak to Administrator Adari, quickly finish your business in Kunda, and go.
Okay. We got some stuff we can actually do here. But who are you, Dylan? Wait, I don't see them on this at all. Am I on the wrong... No, I'm on the right thing. Wait, what the fuck? I'm very confused. Wait, once you and Dylan have spoken, she walks away around the right end of the wall opposite the Evan Hawks exit ramp. Stands by the entrance. Okay. Wait, did we talk to this person? Because it sounds like she should have been at the ship. Wait, I'm really confused. If you do not have a lightsaber equipped. Wait, oh, is this... Ah, yes. I am confused by the fact that she has dialogue here, but theoretically we did this dialogue. You know what? I'm gonna watch the video back because this is weird. Okay, so what we did when we first encountered her is we just said, "You'll tell no one I've been here." We should probably interrogate her for info about Dantooine because we don't really know what's going on here yet. You will answer my questions.
I will answer your questions.
Who is Administrator Adare?
She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries.
Why are there so many mercenaries here?
We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up, but after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here.
Have the mercenaries caused any problems?
The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a raider is a vibroblade's edge. The only thing we can prove they've done is intimidate a few farmers. The farmers give them goods, money, or food just to stay on their good side. The only one that isn't scared of them is the administrator. There have also been a lot of disappearances recently, and not all of them can be blamed on Cath hounds. But nobody can prove the mercenaries are responsible.
Who has disappeared?
A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keeping the Cath hound and Kinrath populations under control hasn't been possible. So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. The disappearances might be just coincidence, but a lot of the stubborn folk seem to be more accident-prone.
Where's Kunda?
Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port.
Wait, it's just the
It
building?
used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government.
This is the center of government.
I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it.
Well, I'd be more impressed if there weren't so many holes.
We're working on it. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about?
I don't think that voice is, like, super sustainable. I'll be going now.
Just head into the building and you'll find your way to the administrator. I'll be over by the entrance if you need anything else.
Okay. Well, sure. We got a bridge to somewhere. We got a little corner tree over here. That's got nothing. Okay. So these do have an interior. Okay. Let's not go in yet. So we got this box back here. Let's go over this way. Make sure we reveal this corner by this tree. So is this is probably actually... I don't know if the layout is the same as, like, the estate in KOTOR 1. Like, the building is at least roughly the same. I did see on the notes I was looking at that there was, like, a box behind a speeder somewhere. Does anybody see a speeder? Oh, here. There must be a box. Is it, like, here? Yeah. What the fuck? Okay. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Let's just do one of these. Alima Kito's robe. Ooh, wait. Death 3, restricted to dark side, 2 strength, 4 whiz. Regen force 1. So we are on 1-2-2-2. So this is 3 to 4 and a regen. So that's strictly better. Especially given... okay, def 39. Yeah, what's actually the defense change here? Because, like... I guess it's kind of a wash in terms of the stat gains. Con versus +1. It's 3 defense overall. That makes sense, yeah, because 1 from the whiz and 2 from the base. It's like not any more strength. It's also kind of a boring gray robe. I like the black in the front though, and the boots are a nice touch. It's not bad. Cool. Well, this is exactly the kind of stuff I was saying I'd want to look for. I wonder if this is upgradable. Should we check? That's also a pretty big upside that is upgradable. So, so we didn't upgrade this. Let's pop this off briefly. Okay, yeah, because that requires armor. That makes sense. So, +1 con, bio-restorative, or defenses. So, yes. Do I have a better bio-restorative anywhere? That is the real question. Also, is there a better bio-restorative? I don't have enough treat injury probably to even know. I wish you would see everything. Yeah, it only shows me up to 3. We need to find a workbench out in the world. Okay, so that's Durasteel. That was the strength one. Do we have an upgraded robe? I mean, anything that had, like, has healing would be very clear cut. That's what it is. I don't think we do. Yeah, none of this is, like, upgraded. Corellian Power Soup? Strength +2? When the fuck did we get that? I don't remember that. Okay, well that is quite a pickup then. So that is, yeah, now 3 HP regen and con. That is like leagues above the other robe now. Very solid. We gotta check the situation with our con. So we are at 25. My armband is here, and you are at 16. We'll peel that off of you. You don't have any shields anyway right now, which is kind of awkward. We'll try to find a con source for you, maybe. Yeah, currently she's getting con from the initiate armor. Which, honestly, given her the strength and con upgrade on this, is pretty blah. So we could just straight up give her a better outfit to deal with the blasters. 4 and 4 and 2 decks. She wouldn't really benefit if I switched to, like, the Matu robe that I took off myself. It would give her the same amount of dex and con, essentially. And she'd just lose everything else. Should maybe gain a smidge of defense, because, yeah, +4 on a 30 almost is crazy. Actually, that's kind of the deciding factor, right? She loses a fort and a reflex save, 1 point each. Who gives a shit? And stealth, who gives a shit? This is, she's at 20 defense, and if we do the Madukai Adept, 22 defense. So she loses strength that she's not using. She loses 2 saves and gains 2 AC. That is just a good, that's just a good trade. And then we get the armband over this. And we are now at 26 con, which seems fun too. Okay. And we're using gel shade med gloves. Does that change at all here? Yes, but no, because the gloves would just be, yeah, if we just switch the gloves out, they'd be the same. if we went with the lower tier one. Okay. Cool. Good pickup. Let's check the bridge side first, I think. Also gonna say, I don't remember much of Dantooine. It feels maybe like kind of small and forgettable in a way.
That's another one from me.
Okay. The squad easily kills all the dogs. We're good at slaying dogs here on the dark side.
That's another one from me. That's another one.
Thank you for your support, Kreia. Alright, what do we got? Enclave Courtyard, yeah. So the Enclave is probably the bulk of Dantooine, right? Well, I mean, there's the whole thing with, like, the militia and the raiders and stuff. I just don't remember all the details of this planet in particular, so... There's probably more than I'm thinking there is. Because that's kind of disconnected from the Enclave part itself, right? Because the standard format for a KOTOR planet is there's some light side, dark side, planetary story, right? Where you make the choice to join with Force A or join with Force B. And then separate from that, there's the larger storyline MacGuffin, which in KOTOR 1 is the star map, and in KOTOR 2 is the Jedi.
I will silence this one.
What is the green? Can I see what effects are active on myself somewhere? We could probably do it here. Maybe effects? Oh, okay. It's gotta be one of these. Weird that this is buried so deep. Unless it was some other supporting effect that doesn't have a buff associated with
That's another
it.
one from me.
Who are you? Sadie. Let's clear the area before we talk to him. He's got... I did see that he has a large section in the walkthrough. Maybe that's like tier 3 heal. Maybe this is the first time we've actually seen tier 3 heal pop off. Because they like hit me once. But then she's like, I gotta heal that little bit of damage off there. Dude, these Kinrath are nuttin'. Oh, we got a cave. Okay, that's the Crystal Cave. Is that where we get the name Crystal? We'll have to check the Crystal Cave thing. I don't know if there's any weird, like, conditions to generating loot or something. I do know I was thinking about coming here at the start of the game for the crystal before we did even like Nar Shaddaa, but then I decided not to. And we got another zone here. Oh, that's the Enclave Courtyard as well. Okay, so this is like... In KOTOR 1, you had like transition zones in the back corners, right? So you had the courtyard, and then you had this like first house, and then the branches on either side, and then this would send you to like the ruins or something. Is there any indication that that's what that is? I guess there's like some debris there. So sort of? Okay, well that's everything there. Let's save and then talk to the man guy person. Said Hey? Said Hey? Said Hey.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory.
Not no more, it ain't. What are you doing out here?
A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened.
Do you suspect foul play?
I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors. I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something, hmm?
What's an atmospheric sensor?
It's technical. I doubt you'd understand it. But I'd really appreciate your help. I doubt you'll be able to find any evidence of what happened here. But you might come across the atmospheric sensors.
Okay.
They have to be somewhere. If you find any of them, just come back here. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you can find, even if they're broken.
Any idea where they could be?
No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one. But I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
I'll see what I can do. Okay, so yeah, probably the bulk of whatever dialogue there is with him is after finishing the quest, or like finding that sensor or whatever. Now he says a guy crashed his speeder, right? Are these not two speeders that are both crashed? Is that just, you know, one of those video game things where it's just like, yeah, the quest dialogue doesn't exactly match the environment? Or is like the second speeder like a hint? Or is it like a pod racer where it's like two-pronged? You're not loot, are you? I happen to notice your body's just hanging out here. Nope, guess not. Okay, let's check out the details of the Crystal Cave. Okay, I think we can go in. We'll want Beodur for a specific quest reason. So let's dump Mira here. Mr. Beodur, let's maybe get you equipped in something. So he can't wear robes, which is interesting. That puts him in a real fucking awkward spot, huh? So do we just do like straight up Battle Jedi? He's a Guardian. Can he not jump if he doesn't have a robe? Feeder special engage, blah 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 blah. The feed is automatic. Targeting. Feed replaces improved. Channels of combat is in. It doesn't say this is blocked by armor. So if he can still force jump, then I think it's fine. I don't think I'm that concerned about his situation. 23. Yeah, right, because this is the crit-based one. Alright, so we're putting him in traditional light or medium armor. The Electromesh is interesting with the max dex of +6 on medium armor. It's kind of crazy. My inclination, though, is probably the immunity to critical hit armor, honestly. Because he's like, yeah, he's got no dex anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. If he can only use if he can't use clothing, which is such a weird distinction, or can't use robes at least, taking him up to heavy armor is probably worth it. Alright, you can have strength. Do you have any odd numbers? Odd number strength. 2, 3, 2? Or 3? Let's put a pin in that. What do we have for belts? 1 con, 1 dex. Or a tank belt is not bad, probably. Or this, tech specialist, which makes a lot of sense given who he is. I think tech specialist belt, actually. He shouldn't need any stuff there. Consciousness helm's probably pretty solid. Yeah. Okay, so he's at even number on strength, which means we benefit more from physical boost than not. Okay. Sure, Bale. Let's take you for a spin, buddy. You could use upgrades to your armor, but we're not going to worry about that. Apparently, there's going to be some other stuff in here later, too, and it might actually make sense to do this now so that we can save scum it later. Mercenary ahead doesn't notice you. He appears to walk past the Kinrath unharmed. We should lead with Beoder to see if we can do a jump, probably. Okay, there's our atmospheric sensors.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So we want Beoder to investigate these sensors. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, this should be fine. You don't know about what? The sensors?
They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine?
Okay, so we get influence if we say good work, Beoder, when that comes up. Can you examine one of the sensors?
I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
Inside the atmospheric sensor is a hidden surveillance device. No wonder Sadie wants them so badly. Good work, Beoder. Okay, yeah, he's maxed influence, so he doesn't get anything there. We're gonna keep him in the party. I think it's fun to, like, specifically bring characters out because they have some sort of interaction like this, and then keep them around if you can without it penalizing you. Okay, he can jump. Sick. It's just, you know, the usual fiddliness to get it to work. Hey, mercenary, you're coming back. Can I talk to him? Arnell. Darnell? They shouldn't be sneaking around like that. These tunnels are too dark to tell man from beast. Okay, let's find this guy. Arnell. Passages, mercenary, second junction, crystal chamber, mercenary. Maybe you shouldn't be so jumpy. Maybe you should be so rude. What are you doing here? If you're not careful, the Kinrath here will eat you for breakfast. I'm just exploring. What are you doing?
Kavadumba,
I'm a rock
mo
collector.
wendido
The cave strata
chokere
and crystal
minota
formations are
kulun
absolutely
wishchava
fascinating.
kachuba. Sura dachi morotuko gansa.
You are different from most of the mercenaries I've met.
Yatuka,
I'm an
mo
explorer and a
wanrika
scientist. My
chotin
profession as a
wani
mercenary enables me to travel the
maurata
galaxy and
wakata
explore caves on
chiluma.
many planets. What do you know about the other mercenaries?
Yatuka,
Most of the
mo
mercenaries here are rather
wanrika
surly,
chotin
but that
wani
happens
maurata
anytime there's
wakata
significant downtime between
chiluma.
jobs.
Bramta
From what I've heard, we
socho.
should be getting another job real soon, but I don't know what it will be exactly. They tend to keep me out of the loop. Because he's a nerd! The Kinrath don't attack you. Why is that? That's a trade secret I'm afraid I can't share. Okay. So, we can persuade, or we can force persuade. So if we persuade, the optimal route is to fail the persuade to get dark side points. Oh my god. One of these persuade options coming up is I want to hold your gland. Jesus. Alright, oh, wait a second. No, here. This is the one I was looking at. It's not a failed persuade. It's a different option. You will tell me, or I will slice you up and feed you to the Kinrath in little pieces. Okay, I'll tell you, there's no need to get unfriendly. I recently discovered that these Kinrath discern friend from foe based primarily on scent. The common Kinrath have an odor-emitting gland near the rectum that keeps them from attacking each other. When carefully extracted with surgical tools, you can carry in your pocket. Carrying the scent gland allows me and other mercenaries to avoid notice by the local Kinrath population. I must have one of these scent glands. Sadly, I only have one gland on my person, which I need to keep the Kinrath from attacking me. I could extract another for you, but the process takes several hours. I want to hold your gland. I want to hold your gland. Alright, here it is. Careful, it's very slimy. Don't squeeze it too hard or it'll pop. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's not squeeze his gland too hard. This will cause problems. Okay, I'll take it back now. You dumb bitch. I could hear the Kinrath coming, worm. You'd better run for it. No, without the gland I will be slain. I must get out of this cave. Okay, now we follow him. And if we get there in time... Oh, he's already dead. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, you could kill him for the gland. I understand now. Yeah. So you either... You get more XP by letting him run, which summons 2 ads, than you do by killing him directly, which only gives you the XP for him, which is less. Wait, he's right there again. I see him down the cave. What the fuck? Does he have a twin? Hold on. Is this the exit? Yeah. Okay, there's the Kinrath. What the fuck? Hey, bro, run in and attack. Okay, there's his fucking carcass. Am I getting my my crust back? Because we did lose a little crust by inadvertently being a little too nice. Okay, this is a dead end with a rubble. This is somebody's goon cave. You can see by all the smears on the walls. They've turned green with age, but we know what happened there. When I was running around... Oh, no, I think it was this rubble. I was gonna say, I think we passed a piece of rubble. I guess they don't attack me, but they still show us hostile? Yeah, that's what it is.
Fallen.
So the gland is kind of pointless. But I guess it's literally just kind of fluff dialogue anyway. Just kind of a fun little dark side opportunity, right? Man, maybe we should have chased after his Spectre, because, like... I don't know where he might have got to. Nerve amplifier belt. Is this new? I'm blind. There it is. No, we have triplicates. Okay, that guy just died. He just had a heart attack. There's no sound of me hitting him. He just spontaneously died. Insight implant, that's a duplicate, I'm pretty sure. No or yes? Is it on you? Yes. Okay. A second one's not bad.
Disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. Force-sensitive locations such as this absorb and reflect force energy. The crystals are the catalyst here. I sense that Revan once passed through here, leaving a strong impression behind in the crystals. Perhaps future Jedi who visit this cave will feel our presence, as if seeing our footprints preserved in the soil.
Wait, why is she talking in my brain when she's like right behind me? Tell me more about these crystals.
The crystals here are infused with the Force. Some could be harvested and used for lightsabers.
You said the crystals absorb the Force? I feel strange, but not weaker.
The crystals here do not drain Force energy from Jedi. They collect the excess energy that radiates from those attuned to the Force.
I don't like the idea of leaving behind evidence.
That can hardly be avoided. Even mundane actions of the basest creatures can create detectable ripples in the Force. A Minoc beating its wings on the plains could cause a sandstorm in the desert.
Oh my god, the Minoc
Figuratively
effect.
speaking, Jedi have much bigger wings.
What if I destroyed all the crystals?
That would create quite a large impression of yourself, and the crystals would eventually grow back.
Okay, that seems to be all the dialogue. Oh, there would have been dialogue with Handmaiden, Vices, or Disciple here, but it's just like a little throwaway. Like, I feel the Force. Pretty nothing. Okay. Kinrath are coming.
You asked for it. Yes, General?
Oops. Never mind. So that was not much.
Fallen. Take him down.
Alright. Those bashable eggs, I don't know if these do anything. They just get destroyed. Okay. Pondite crystal. We'll check all these at the end at one go. I guess the destroyable eggs are just there kind of because it's like it was like a mechanic from KOTOR 1, right? So like they could easily just include the eggs. Aralam. Sapith and a violet color crystal. Karen Rotzik crystal.
Response to you. This is very rare indeed.
What does it mean?
The crystal's bond with you is such that the stronger you become in the Force,
Oh,
the
right,
more
the crystal
powerful your
upgrades.
crystal will grow. This crystal will make an excellent focus for a lightsaber.
Is this bond dangerous?
Quite the contrary. Picture yourself as a sieve, and the Force as water pouring into you. This crystal draws from the excess water that escapes the sieve.
Does the crystal feed off the light side? Why would I ask that? Is that like always the thing? Okay. Does the crystal feed off the light side of the Force?
The crystal is in tune with you. It will use whatever water that pours through you, be it dark or light.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Crystal check. Karen Rotzik crystal. Doesn't say what it does. Interesting. So how does the name crystal work? Let me look this up. Okay, so here's how this works. These crystals are dark, gray, or light side, which changes the direct effect, and then they have an additional bonus effect when you're extremely light or extremely dark that's added onto the existing effect. For light side, it's strength, dex, whiz, attack modifier, on hit, slow, damage bonus. Wait, is it damage bonus? Is it just inherent? Light side versus dark side damage bonus. No, that's the extra one. Wait, I'm confused. So there's like a damage bonus light side, which scales up to +5 at level 33. And then there's a versus dark side if you're extremely light. So I guess that's just a damage bonus as long as you're light side or something, maybe. And then the gray one is strength, dex, con, wisdom, and charisma. But by smaller amounts than the main stats gained otherwise. An attack modifier and force resistance, although the force resistance is apparently effectively worthless. Because it's too low to be effective because of how force resist works in this game. Apparently, force resist is ignored if it's 1 plus enemy level. And the force resist value is always like lower than your level, and I guess the enemies must scale, so that means it just always fails. It does nothing. Also, force resist doesn't sum. It's the highest value. The highest independent value is the one that counts. So going gray for this crystal is just bad. Which is too bad, because there's really no reason to go gray in these games. It would be really fun if there was actually, like, hardly anything that supported a gray run. Yeah, if you're 33, the minimum enemy level is apparently 24, and you have 24 force resist. So it looks like the force resist value is essentially almost always the same level as the enemy. The minimum enemy level, which means it will literally never work. So that's... It could be changed in the restored content DLC maybe, but we're not doing a neutral run anyway, so we don't know that. And then dark side, it's strength, dex, and charisma. What was light side? Strength, dex, wisdom. Okay, so wisdom is objectively better than charisma, but that's fine. An attack modifier and on-hit DC for knockdown, which seems way better than slow. You get a dark side damage bonus. I'm guessing a damage bonus if you're dark side. And then massive criticals instead of damage bonus versus a dark side user, which is interesting. This probably changes the calculus a little bit on what is optimal as far as lightsabers goes. Like, ultimately, long term, if you're doing a dual wield build, you want double lightsabers, right? Because it gives you 2 stat sticks instead of 1. Unless you have specifically like a very damaging crystal that like makes up for that. So I think we need to reevaluate the lightsabers now that we have that. +2 damage, +2 attack for Aralam, great. Sapith, 3 and 2, cool. Pontite, 1 to 10 cold and 2 charisma. Solid. Okay, cool. And is that everything? Empty, empty. Empty. We'll just circle the room again. Empty. And none of these are lootable. That one's empty. This is the one I got. Okay. Great. So yeah, we'll go redo the lightsabers with that information in hand, including maybe switching off of double. I like double. The double's fun, but I have a feeling capitalizing on massive criticals is probably not a bad idea. Because if we have a 19 to 20 instead of a 20, by going with a single lightsaber, that's doubling, you know, how often we crit. And then like getting double that value from Beam, potentially. So, okay, this must be the mercenary camp. I thought this was like a sub-zone, but apparently...
Let us end this.
So apparently when we come back here, this will be occupied once we've reached the part of the story where it matters. So I think looting it now can only be beneficial because maybe another Alima Kito's robe. How many robes did Alima Kito have? That's definitely an upgrade for probably somebody. Actually. Two and four? Wait. Oh, restricted to dark side. Oh shit. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so she can't use that. So keeping the sage robe is fine. Because she, for whatever goddamn reason, is always, always, always neutral. You don't, even your influence doesn't change your alignment. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I can still give that out to a non-Bayodur Jedi. Although, probably not Mira, because she doesn't really benefit from that. Well, I suppose we could have technically re-rolled this for the loot, but like when I say I want to re-roll for loot, I want an area where I can do it quickly. This is like deep in the cave past enemies. This wouldn't have been efficient. This would have been very tedious. So this was not going to ever be the place I re-rolled. All right. We could talk to this guy and do this turn in. But maybe we save that for later. Because we're close to the end of the episode. So I'm going to run back. I'm going to take a look at the lightsabers. So, we're here on Telos. The basic argument with lightsabers, right? If you go double-bladed, you're consolidating your lightsaber crystals into a single lightsaber. Which means when you have fewer options, you get more benefit from it, right? And then once you have better, more redundant options, two lightsabers gives you more stats. Because a lot of them provide stat modifiers. The other benefit of a double-bladed is you do 1.5 times strength bonus on the first swing and 0.5 on the second, whereas dual-wielding is 1x and 0.5x. So, basically the argument is double-bladed early game, and it maintains value longer the higher your strength is. So, right now, it's +4, so we're talking the difference of 2 damage on the first swing with the double-bladed versus all the benefits of having a second lightsaber. I think it's very clear that we're going to benefit from doing 2. Now, the problem with doing 2 is now we need to actually go through and get some other better benefits from our other things. So let's, for the purposes of sorting this out, you know what, you keep the orange, that's fine. Orange feels like Krea's color too, is like a neutral gray Jedi type character. But we'll take out those crystals there to just make sure we got the right stuff for everything else. Strip down these, which weren't even fully upgraded. Okay, and those can stay, are those both cyan? Yeah. We'll worry about the colors later. Because we're going to switch those out anyway. Okay. Great. So, we want to do some upgrades.
Yes.
So what do we need? What was I looking at? Okay, I was looking at the armor upgrade, right? That was one thing we were looking at that we're interested in. Biorestorative. There is a Mark V biorestorative. So we need this. Okay. I'm gonna pause and do some upgrades. Alright. After much deliberation, I've got our upgrades sorted out. So let's look at it. I've decided to kind of just call it good enough for now, basically. So, upgrade tier 5, more con. That goes from 1 to 3? Yeah, that's a huge upgrade, specifically for tier 5. And then for our lightsabers, we're going red main hand. This is basically everything that was in the old lightsaber. We're doing the 2 charisma, 1d10 crystal, because that is actually the highest base damage multiplier we have, because 1d10 averages 5.5. You do half, and then you add the 0.5. Is how you do the average for a dice roll, basically. As long as it's a single dice. If it's 2 dice, it gets more complicated. And then this +5 energy Quixoni one here, because that is the next best damage crystal we have after the 1d10. So yeah, the regenerating force points is fine. So it's essentially what our double bladed was. It didn't have the cold damage, but it had like some other like +3 damage one or something, whatever. And then we're doing the purple on the offhand for a little bit of Revan energy. We're putting our Karen Rotstick crystal in here, which is neutral for some reason. I guess it shows as neutral until you get the full dark side version, because this is the dark side stats, but it just says neutral alignment, which is weird. Oh, it does have the damage bonus, +3 dark side. So, interesting. I still don't know if this is +3 versus dark side, which doesn't make sense, or if it's +3 if we are dark side, which makes more sense. We'll equip it and we'll see how if the numbers make sense. And then we're pairing that with a 2 attack, 3 damage crystal. Arguably, you could go for the dex bonus, or you could go for one of the +1 to 6 damage crystals is like 3.5 damage on average. But I think the consistency of a flat 3 combined with an extra point of attack is probably better. Maybe. It's arguable between the two. It doesn't matter. Then we're going to do the same lens, Pontite. We made a second one. We made a second fencing emitter. And we'll do the same upgrade here. So these are just optimal damage upgrades for this. And I think, yeah. So basically the offhand is a stat stick because of the 1 crystal. The main hand is a damage stick. 45 plus 10 to 55. I think we had slightly higher on the 2-hander. And then if we would have put this damage bonus in there, it would have been even higher. So the damage is slightly reduced in that way. But then we get the +2 strength, which is adding 2 damage to the hand as well. And we are able to stack 2 damaging crystals in this, so I think this is probably about a wash in terms of damage. This damage bonus for Darkside maybe ends up being something that we want to put in the main hand eventually, but currently being +3, it's better in the offhand. Because we're +3 and 2, and +3 and 1, plus stats, which doesn't matter where they are. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is 39 to 48. So we're getting +9 damage. Wait, let's do it like this. So this is a short lightsaber with no modifiers, 16 to 21. So this gets +5 damage from strength, and then what? Like weapon spec? I guess? Sure. And this one is getting +39 to 48. So +9. So there's an additional 4 points coming into this one somewhere. How does that work? How is it 4? If it's... Because it should be 3 for the dark side bonus, which I'm guessing is counting my own alignment. Restricted to dark side, restricted to neutral. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I understand now. This was restricted to neutral because we already had the dark side restriction. So it was only adding neutral. In reality, it's restricted to dark and neutral because we're not full dark. Makes perfect sense. Now I understand that. Where? Oh, the strength bonus. Yeah. Wait. Which counts as half. The strength bonus is halved on an offhand weapon. So that's where the 1 extra point of damage comes from. So this is 1 damage from strength 4 and 3 damage from dark side bonus. We figured it out. It makes sense. It's pretty good. So yeah, basically once we hit 24, and if we hit full dark, we have to make changes. So if we hit full dark, then we get massive criticals. And if I wanted to make use of massive criticals, we got to convert our lightsabers over to be crit build based. And then probably this crystal gets swapped to the main hand once we hit 24 as well, which is 1 level away, because then it'll be more damaging than what we have in that. And then we'll put a stats crystal in this thing and the other slot at that point. All right. Yeah, I think that's fun. I think the red and purple look is appropriate. Okay. Stats. Charisma, wisdom, and strength are all odd numbers. We are rocking the physical boost D package. That makes sense. Patching up wisdom or charisma is not viable in any real way. Con is good. Yeah, okay. That's just is what our stat spread's gonna be, and it looks fine. 39 defense is crazy. Weren't we at like 28 or something before we started like tinkering with our loadout more and stopped wearing the armor? We're so much stronger now. Also 63 main hand damage. That's crazy. I don't remember what we were at before, but this is like +7 damage gained essentially. Actually, given that we would have to put this crystal in place of a damage gain thing, we would actually we're actually not. Yeah, no, we wouldn't be gaining 10 damage if this was if we're still using the double bladed, because we'd have to put the name crystal in there with the +5. We'd be losing like 3 damage and gaining like 2 from the strength modifier and then 3 from the dark side bonus. So we would be gaining like 4 damage overall. So yeah, I think we're actually, if we're not ahead, we're like pretty even on damage. So that's great. I also want to look at blasters. Okay, so the first point of blasters here. We have a new upgrade over the Onasi blaster. So I've stripped out the upgrades, right? This is 11 and 2. If we go to the new blaster we actually got this episode, which was the Zabrak Heavy. 14 stun chance, attack +2. Good upgrade. And it's not gold. We'll probably keep the disruptor because we have potentially some good crit stuff we can do with that, which seems worthwhile. And what were we doing for your attack feat anyway? Rapid. Okay. Alright, so upgrades are made. Starting at a 1 through 6 +1, we add in a damage bonus 5, mass criticals 2 through 20. So this is 2 through 20, and a flat 5 is equivalent to roughly 1d10. So half the damage, but then we get the crit. Arguably, pure Ryloth is maybe just better. But this is slightly more damage on crit, theoretically. We have Pinpoint Scope Mark 4. So slow DC 18, 50% for Keen. And then a Firing Chamber, we're doing Mandalorian Chamber. So 2 to 7, plus 8 to 22, plus 1 attack, minus 1 defense, on hit slow. 15 to 20 crit for plus 20. Boom. And then for the Heavy Blaster, we have a Pure Rylith. Sorry, I thought it was Ryloth, like the planet that the Zabrak are on. Mandalorian Chamber for another 16, and a Crippling Scope for 3 damage and Stun Chance. For a staggering 54 max damage. and double chances to stun. Don't seem too bad. And then with her damage bonuses, 62? 62, 37? Jesus, she's like comparable to me except ranged. And better accuracy. And I don't even have her equipped optimally. Because I have her equipped for skills. So she should be just stacking dex, yeah? Do we have any other weird numbers? Nope, just raw dex, which is like automation gloves. What else would I put on her? No, this should just be like automation. And then this should be attack +1. Is that what she was using before? I don't even remember. She has an odd number on dex, but she's also stuck with a subpar implant. Oh, wait, yeah, because I have this on her, because I was upgrading. Yeah, because she's also got weird equipment. Strip that down. Okay, so you get the target assessor, attack +2, dex +2. So this automation gloves could be anything for +2 as the +3, which can be med gloves, except those are going to be on the Jedi. That's +1 only. Yeah, so she sticks with the automation. Okay. So yeah, there we go. 41, 37 on attack. That's crazy. Okay. Fun. Cool. And if we get a second Zabrak Heavy Blaster, just doing like straight raw fucking damage over this crit nonsense is just probably objectively better, I feel like. Less RNG dependent. Her defense will suffer. It'll also suffer quite a bit for if we do 2 Mandalorian chambers for minus defense, right? And the fact that she's not wearing armor, but she'll be fine. And then, yeah, Kreia. One thing I noticed with Kreia. So we got the med gloves, right? We got the wisdom robe. For the belt, we were using... I don't remember, honestly. Probably we're using the wisdom belt. And then we had, what, meditation band here? Yeah, probably. And the whiz belt. Attack modifier -2 is actually not bad here either. Because she's minimal attacking, theoretically. I like the bug with the nerve amplifier belt there. That's what happens when you click through too many things. So that's the one whiz belt. So that puts her at 29 wisdom and 19 dex. So like that doesn't do shit. Except for the fact that we have this stuff. So we could do this. +2 to all. Then we have con. We have the dueling stuff. We have wisdom charisma, which is subjectively worse. So I think this is what we had before. We had the 2 whiz, 1 charisma. Like the universal package is clearly better here. But then if I'm not benefiting from this, then this might as well just be like a dex belt. Honestly, just, yeah, Frosian. Because then she's maximizing that stat gain. That looks pretty good to me. 32 dex. That's with the +1 dex here and the wisdom here. 30 wisdom for +10 to her DC. That seems great. Okay. I'm not going to bother switching out any of the fucking shields at this point. We're past the point where shields matter. Alright, well, let's lock it in there. We're going to end the episode here. We'll head back to Dantooine for next time.